Yep. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to TMMI's TestFormation 2026 for our third track of today's afternoon. We have Mr. Pramod Katti. Welcome, Pramod. Thank you so much for uh, like giving us more information and doing this talk. So let me give you a quick background on Pramod. Pramod is a QA test architect and a quality engineering leader with over 12 years of experience specializing in large scale automation, enterprise QA transformation, and AI driven quality engineering. He has deep and extensive experience in designing resilient automation frameworks, optimizing test execution at scale, and leading quality center of excellence initiatives across globally distributed teams. Pramod's work focus on creating data-driven, outcome-oriented quality ecosystem, standardizing processes, improving test coverage, strengthening script stability, and enabling teams through governance. He's actively involved in exploring and uh, operating next generation capabilities such as agent driven testing, autonomous quality assurance, vision based automation, and AI supported test design. His recent initiatives include modernizing automation operation models, implementing telemetry driven quality dashboards, and establishing AI augmented workflows to support faster and more reliable releases. uh, you can start, Pramod. The
Yeah.
floor is yours.
Thank you, Sukit. Thanks everyone for joining today. I hope you are all having a very good sessions from the morning. So today I'm going to talk about the enterprise quality engineering with AI. So we have been seeing that, whenever it comes to the artificial intelligence in QA, everybody thinks about, okay, there will be an agent, there will be, MCP servers coming and trying to do faster automation, faster testing. So I'm going to give a little bit different picture. My thought process with what is with the AI in the quality engineering, I'm going to start with. So as thanks for the introduction, Sukit, again. So my name myself Pramod Katti. I'm a senior test architect from Nexus Technologies. So let me start. So today's agenda, I'm gonna talk about what is the current state of quality engineering today, and why we need AI in quality engineering, and evolution of manual to autonomous, and unified framework, which I wanted to talk about, like how we can have the quality engineering with the AI driven, and some of the tools and technologies currently are trying to adopt this, and where are we on that, and also in the what is the risk factors which we have. And today, uh, once the AI is being started, how the tester is going to play the key role in the quality engineering, and some of the ROI metrics I'm going to present, and after that we'll have a quick Q&A. So when I come from an automation background, so whenever I see a challenges right now, the major challenges from the automation side in the testing is about the minor UI code changes happens, then the scripts will get failed, and people will go and do automation again, and working on the limitations of traditional QAs, and 30% of test scripts frequently gets updates because of the small change as well, and 30% of the QA teams is go for the manual testing at the time, and so there are a lot of defects being released till date. Even though we have a lot of automation and everything, still there are the defects are going into the production, and leakage is still there in the system. And so how we can address this kind of small kind of things, how with the AI, I'm going to talk about that. So why QA, why AI in the quality engineering? So when we see the market, right, there's been a huge market being reached, where each and every product is required a testing, and it requires their operational adoption. And when it comes to the ROI, people will talk about like how much the execution time and how quickly we are doing the testing, where are we going to test this, and all these things are happening manually. When AI comes, it will be faster. Everybody wants things to be faster. They wanted to see, okay, test case. I wanted to complete my test case today. I wanted to complete my execution immediately. I wanted a faster results, right? So the strategic drives will not directly get into the quality engineering. It should start with each and every stage of agile and DevOps. We are not gonna have complete things going to be done by the AI, but we gonna have a team which can come and do as in like a quality engineering. They should be able to adopt in each stage, and they should be able to transform it. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. So before I start with here, what we do is whenever we wanted to, improve and show an ROI, people will come up say about this execution. Execution is always like mentioned that it will take time. Regression testing is taking time, and we have to do the automation scripting, and again it has to be validated and make sure of that. So people started doing automation testing to reduce the time on the regression cycles, and they're trying to do it's all been there from the system that when it started from the manual testing, it move on, then they started with automation scripting, then in the validations and other things. But today's the AI will going to have a layer on top of the regular testing SDLC lifecycle, which will be each stage of testing, starting from requirement design also going to be driven by the agentic AIs and the LLM driven agents, which can be in the market. We're gonna see all those things coming up. Once the requirement has been completed, then the test case design, again it's from the test agent will come and create the test cases. Then the execution gonna happen using the automation. Again, it's comes with the agentic AI agent, and once it has been done, if you wanted to fix any of the modifications done, there will be a self-healing agent going to come into the picture in the future. And the most important for this result. So right now, post execution of the results, what we do is we do a reporting to the managements and senior leaderships to see how this has been completed, right? We're going to see an analysis agent as well in coming days. This is like an enterprise level. Whenever they wanted to have AI, slowly step by step, each stage of the testing life cycle, we're gonna have our LLMs and the agents come and do our work. So here, the majorly I can see that there are a couple of tools is currently in leading, which is trying to build this each and every stage, which I'm talking about using the MCP control. What they do is they are already building the MCP controls to perform each stage of the AI in the QA. So another layer is test management and CI/CD pipeline, of course, which we already have. This is also to be a part on top of the MCP protocols. We're going to see all these things. So this can be at the cloud, on-prem, and hybrid, and every stage. This is the framework which is going to be driven in the coming future. And each stage, each autonomous will have each tool, and it can be a group of LLMs, or it can be an individual LLM. It can be driven by any of the agents. So evolution, I'll say that when we started with the manual testing, script-based automation is started. Once we see the script-based automation, most of the teams, been started doing automation with different tools, with the code-based and non-code tools and model-based automations. Everybody was here. Now we are going to talk about doing AI in each and every stage of the testing, and we're going to see a lot of autonomous testing going. It's already doing the POCs going on, but a fully autonomous QE going to start early of the 2026, but it is not be going to be replace anything. It's just to have a added advantage to the testing life cycle. So these are the leading tools which I wanted to as per with the research what I have done today in the market. Tricentis Tosca is leading with the agentic AI and Vision AI implementation, and their autonomous AI workspace, which they are already in a talks to design and development. And we're going to see a lot of things from the Tricentis Tosca, especially from the AI. These Tricentis team is trying to build on the existing MCP servers and open AI technologies to have the complete agentic and autonomous AI driven. And Playwright is also has started, and it started with agentic AI and MCP integrations is in progress. And Selenium also, we're going to see some of the teams are already working on open frameworks, like how we can have agentic AI coming up in Selenium, especially a pure code based open source. We're going to see which going to have a agentic AI, but it's going to be very long way because people has to invest their time to develop such as in open to the market. And yeah, these are the some of the tools which I wanted to talk about. And the major governance risk what I see is like AI agents are coming up, trying to do that, trying to generate the test data, but there is no restriction, there is no control on it. So QE is also going to be responsible when we are doing the responsible AI agents testing. It should not be like a missteps. It should not be like any of the data to be given, especially from the industry's point of view. This data cannot be go to the outside of the market. We have to make sure all security measures has been taken care. So what is the role of testers in the AI driven QE? So here I'm going to tell about this human judgment in the complex scenario. So even though we have a testers coming up and agentic AI coming into the each and every stage of the testing life cycle, still the human intervention is required for each and every stage to validate and confirm everything is there. And complex and very complex scenarios will come. Example, I'll say that there is an UI which have a lot of ambiguities with the requirements and trying to validate with a autonomous or agentic AI. You still need a tester to confirm, because tester has to confirm that this is working and this is yes, it is true. With such kind of human interventions will be there. So testers will be playing a key role. They will be reducing their time in writing a manual testing, writing the manual test cases, executing the test cases, and writing the defects, like reporting the defects. All these things, we're gonna see a slight duration less, but the same time they're gonna invest more on the whatever the AI has been generated. They're gonna read those, and there will be like a more judgment towards those validations. And most important thing which I wanted to talk about is exploratory testing. Exploratory testing the most of the defects will be found in the exploratory testing. So this one will be still there. Whatever the AI tool coming up or any autonomous going to come up, exploratory testing and creative thinking comes from the person with their domain knowledge, what they have been built up till now, and how they're going to test the application. Agentic AI, autonomous AI, test agent AI, co-pilot, anything, it will do what you ask for and what it needs to be done for that application. But if the requirements are not correct and anything is not correct, it will definitely identify the defects in the exploratory testing. So this will be there. Most of the testers' time going to spend in the exploratory testing by covering the many of the scenarios. There will be new roles we're gonna see, especially the risk-based testings and how the data is coming up, data validation from the testers. Testers major role is going to be changed in the AI-driven quality engineering. They expected to do everything. They need to maintain their framework. They need to maintain their all the agentic AI operations which has been done. They have to do that with their prompt engineering. They have to find out their own prompts for their application, and they have to save those things. And the roles of the testers, not from the traditional testing, it will going to change. And we're going to see a lot of continuous improvements on that in the upcoming years. So this is what I'm, I got it from the, again, a Copilot to show us what is ROI on the, quality engineering side. So when I say that, as I mentioned, test execution time is always on a high priority. Teams wanted a faster execution. If we are able to introduce the autonomous, then definitely from the 100%, we should be able to save 50% or lesser time for the, entire text execution. And the defects detection speed. So we have to detect the speed. Like earlier, if it is 100%, we're going to say 10% more faster. And manual testing effort should be expected to go for the 20%. And defect leakage, current market it is 15%, it should go for the 2%, because we are introducing each and every every stage we're going to have agentic AI coming up, and we're going to do this. So these are the overall statistics which is currently available. Yeah, this is what I have for today. Any questions?
Yeah, we're open to any questions. I think the one question is in chat. Uh, so they've asked, uh, how do you structure governance with centralized QE AI workspace to ensure AI agents for test generation and self-healing don't create accountability gaps in the test lifecycle?
So it's actually a very good question. So in the AI workspace, when we are having a governance is always a risk factor to introduce within the AI workspace, but it has to come over the time. It will be very difficult. The governance is a highly misunderstood concept from the outside security point of, but it is very important. We need to have the governance, so all the pre-recorded steps, it has to be taken care. Example, let's take an example. You have a test case or a test data is getting generated. For that test data, we need to have a restriction. We have to tell our copilot, okay, you have to give this much data only to this autonomous agent. It should not be given to the any other. So such kind of governance process has to be built by the enterprise, and they have to control it fully. And under the self-healing, yes, self-healing has to record. It should tell us, okay, this has been self-healed. You want, go back and check your tests and confirm. So the source of,
Awesome.
so I see the second question. The source is from,
Yeah.
I got this metrics from Microsoft Copilot, and I use Claude to generate this all the data. Humans are still required for review or sign-offs. Do you foresee AI taking or no? So for me, this is again an interesting question. So for this, the question, I have a question always, like, there are so many times people said automation testing gonna replace a manual tester. Is that happened? No, it's not. Still the teams are doing a manual testing because uh, being in humans, we validate them. The QA is the most powerful in the industry. We need the QA will be there, but the operations, what QA will do, will get changed. So sign off process, everything, wherever it is, all these tools should help the quality engineering and should help the QA. So any tool, when I'm calling as a tool, agentic AI is also a transformation tool towards the technology and towards how we are doing, how it's going to be faster our things. It's only the speed and the quality, but human interventions is definitely required. Even let's say we have a production release. Consider, there was a bug reported and agentic AI tested, everything is fine. Still, there will be a manager will come and did you test it? So these questions will still be there. Review of artifacts will be there. Process of how we do will change, but manual interventions of sign off, definitely it's going to be there. For engineering leaders building an AI argument quality center of excellence, what workflows enable the practice have one efficient to shift the QA engineering from script maintenance to AI orchestration? Yes. So these are the rules. We have to set those rules, arguments, and quality engineering of excellence. Everything we have to give, and we have to provide the essentials to the orchestration. We have to set, okay, this is what it's the rule. This is what it is. We need to, we need to add this into the governance, saying like this is the rules. You should not cross them. So leaders has to build that. And when we say that, it comes from the practice of individual QA. And same thing when it comes to the maintenance of who is doing the, one second now, engineering from the script maintenance. So when we are doing a script maintenance also, there will be rules. Okay, if you tell this autonomous agent to do using self-healing, what is your rules you wanted to do? So those rules has to be set. When implementing pattern defect. So historical data. So when it comes to the defect, right? So when we have identified that defects initially, we have to feed them. All the agentic AI, when it's trying to identify the defects, we need to feed the all this information to that agent saying that we initially found these are the defects, and in these defects it is going to be identified in this way. So when we do that, you will see a more metrics coming up, and it's also give you, okay, you missed this scenario, you need to come up with that scenario and complete the testing and provide more metrics to it.
Yeah. So I had one last question. Looking like let's say 3 to 5 years ahead, like what organizational structure shifts will like leaders need to make as AI agents like handle most of the test life cycle from design to root cause analysis, etc. Yeah. So this is one question for me.
So everything, right, as I mentioned, every cycle leaders has to enforce the teams to use their, whatever the LLM and whatever the agentic AI or copilot, whichever is available, the QE tester has to use it. That is the first enforcement should come from the leader. And if that is being done, how the artifacts being generated, how it is going to be reviewed. So this the second thing which needs to be enforced by the leaders, and after that you will see the results.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that thank you TMMI, thanks everybody for joining the session.
Oh, we have one more question actually. We have two more questions. I think we still
Okay.
have time.
Let me
Uh,
go to the questions.
yep.
Comment on getting the builder. So as I said, execution time depends. So when you have execution time, where you have automation test case, consider it executes for 10 minutes. So this agentic AI should find out how, reduce the time, right? Maybe a parallel execution, maybe a system level testing or integration level testing, or divide those testings. So those all the agentic AI will decide how it can be break down the overall execution and reduce the testing effort on the execution time. So when we are not there also, you should be able to go and connect with application and test, and only results should be presented for you to review. So takes a minutes to perform the task, but
Hey,
longer.
look like there is Sai wants to ask a question through mic. So are you okay? I mean, can I approve it?
Yes, Suresh.
Go ahead, Sai. Sai, can you please go ahead?
I think he posted the question.
Oh, okay, then fine, no issues.
Yeah, I answered that question. So if AI takes a minutes to perform the task, but review takes a longer, usually hours for a sign off. So how does leadership see this? This is the most challenging. So we're gonna see review task also to be done by the agent. Example, let's say you have a TSR report generated by the agentic AI. You're gonna use another platform to review with your requirement. So you're gonna use every of these things in your stage. Even in your review, if it is taking long time, you're gonna use a tool. You're gonna put that a point to the agentic AI and derive that. You're not going to read entire document. You will see a visual visualizing that, okay, this is the application and how the screen flow is. But when you wanted to perform complete review, you're going to use the tool again. So that's the change we're going to see. So leaders is also try to see that, okay, how do you compare the old result and new result, all those things, it's going to happen with the tool.
Awesome. I think we do not have any more questions. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, I just wanted to thank you
Thanks everybody
for
for
awesome. Thank you so much. It was very informative. I think we had the most number of QAs and question and answers in this session itself. So yeah, it was very informative. Thank you so much, Pramod.
Thanks. Thanks. Okay. Thanks.